Uh, Alright, I just want to talk about this because I find this really funny. This is some old drama that happened about a month ago with XCreatorGoal, and yeah, he made probably the worst response video I've ever seen, and for like the past month, I've been wanting to try to react to it on a stream, because it's so bad, it's kind of funny. Uh, so yeah, that's the plan. Sorry if I sound kind of sick. It's because I am. So this was the original thread on Twitter that was exposing him for homophobia. A lot of religious hating on gay people, which is really lame. Some of the stuff in this thread has been proven wrong. A lot of it, won't even address in his video and won't even address anywhere else. So that's part of the reason why I want to stream this is because he's not really doing anything about a lot of these allegations. And a lot of the ones that I think are the most serious are the ones he's ignored. So yeah, uh, he's against being gay. The misgendering is kind of weird. Yeah, a lot of stuff in his Discord. This is a really interesting one as he pinned a message of a pride flag burning. I'm pretty sure it says. I think there's another version of this screenshot that says pinned by X Creator Goal, but I don't know if it's here. Some DM stuff. These DMs I read them over a while ago. I thought they were a little a lot of back and forth that wasn't really improving anything. But this is like the main thing that bothered me is this screenshot, this pinned comment that says, so the almost exact release date said by RobTop himself for 2.2 is now out on my community tab for members who have joined my channel membership. If you want to see it, join here. And like, this is the scummiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I don't know how anyone could support him after seeing that, but he still hasn't addressed it, so let's see what else. Yeah, more DMs of him not addressing it. Anyways. Oh yeah, so he made a response video about a month ago. Like I said, I'm really late to this. And he said, "Watch the full video before coming out and saying more garbage. I'm done with you haters. I know you haters. You don't give a solitary fuck about the truth. You share things that cause chaos. But do you really care if what you're saying is true? Or is all what is that? Or is all? Did he run out of characters? What? Or oh, okay. Or is all you're looking for our temper? He's not a native English speaker, so we'll give him that. Uh, or is all you're looking for our temporary followers and likes? Why temporary? I feel like they'd be permanent. We are different. You care about followers and views. I care about spreading them. This is the biggest bullshit I've ever seen, dude. This is so funny. When we get into his video, you'll see that he definitely cares about followers and numbers because that's the entirety of his response video. It's so stupid, just the way he talks, man. So yeah, he said as he put his response out, and he said you gotta watch it. Full video is very long, and I've seen this video. I listened to it while I was doing other stuff, and it's bad. It he managed to talk for an hour and 5 minutes, and he still missed like 90% of the talking points. You've been massively misinformed. You gotta be open-minded and logical now. Generation ratio. Alright. So, let's watch this now. See what he has to say.
If you've been on Twitter or online lately, you might have heard a little bit about me. And I'm just here to clarify things. And if you are a small dude, I would recommend just not watching because
Real quick, I'm just gonna make sure my audio is working because I'm not very good at streaming. Yep, okay. Alright, let's watch this. So if we are a small dude, let's see what he has to
clarify
say.
things. And if you are a small dude, I would recommend just not watching because I might get a little bit sensitive in this video. But yeah, I guess let's just.
Oh, hi Squished. How's it going? I don't know why, I've just really wanted to talk about this for a while. This is one of my favorite videos ever because it's so shitty. This guy has like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, okay? And he made this response video. And this is a response video. Look at how few screenshots there are that prove anything. I don't even know. Like, it's just all the title screen. Oh, you don't know what happened to him? Yeah, I'll go back and show you. He got exposed like a month ago. I think this is the thread. A lot of homophobia. Uh, homophobia was a big thing. Yeah, XCreatorGoal. I'm not really a fan of him. The main thing I don't like about him is this, which he's never addressed, and I think it's a really scummy thing to do. He said 2.2 is the release date was on his community tab. If you want to see the 2.2 release date, you have to join his channel members, which is so scummy because he didn't have the release date. And he's refused to respond to this screenshot. He's responded to a lot of this stuff in his video, but he did a really bad job, and that's kind of why I wanted to stream, is I want to talk about like why. But yeah, here's on his Discord server, he pinned the pride flag burning. He said a lot of stuff. He comes against like he's homophobic from the perspective of religion, which I think is really lame. He's one of those people who's like, God doesn't want you to be gay, but it's. I think if there's a God who exists, well, I'm not going to get into it, but I hardly see why it's any of his deal, I guess. But yeah. So he's made this response video. It's an hour, and it's terrible, honestly. He made this like a month ago, and I haven't got around to talking about it until now. But
Just jump right into it. So there is a person on Twitter who has
exactly, yeah. God says to love thy neighbor and stuff. And it's so weird to me how people will use Christianity to try to justify. Yeah, you don't have to watch it. I might kind of edit down some of my talking points later, but I don't know. It's it's pretty bad. I just want to watch it and talk about it.
has wrote a message against me saying that I
Yeah,
am a bad
exactly.
person, I'm all of that. And he has provided a lot of proof about it, which really is not a proof, and I'm gonna debunk it in this video. And I'm not here to defend myself against all of these things because I know that all of them are false. I did not do the things.
Yeah, we're gonna see the points he tried to make. So much of it I remember. I don't want to like spoil it. But some of the stuff he talks about is like not relevant. He goes into a couple tangents about just how good his content is, which is like it's not relevant at all. He wasn't getting canceled for making bad content. It's just a really like he should have written down something for this. It's very clear he did. Okay, yeah, I'll spoil it. Um, but I'm gonna watch this whole thing. Uh, let's see what I don't remember because I watched a lot of it a while ago. Uh, but okay, yeah. So here's one thing, right? Here's one of the allegations against him was that he made a Trojan virus. Exactly. He made a Trojan virus to get people to subscribe to him. And this is the part where that gets debunked, right? This part of the video. You see how many like actual things like it's not just the geometry dash loading screen, it's just this. Someone else edited this part of the video and talked about this. Yeah, the Trojan virus, it's just a type. I don't know very much about it. The guy who did this, who cleared this part up, did a very good job of explaining everything, uh, and kind of proved XCreatorGoal innocent. But my point with that is like he can't even be bothered to try to defend himself. He just talks over a geometry dash screen for an hour, and then this other guy is like totally got his back with this one allegation that he can't be bothered to talk about himself. What else? I remember. Okay, I remember when towards the end. I'm gonna talk about this when we get there in the video. But towards the end, one of the big things when he talks about the homophobia stuff, he never says like I don't have a problem with gay people. I'm not homophobic. Anything like that. Instead, he starts talking about racism and why racism is bad. Yeah, and it's just really weird. Like, it's a really weird sidestep. It feels a little like malicious and intentionally misleading to me. You can't really call him a Christian yourself. Did he forgive the community or not? I don't like it's kind of so the drama's kind of died down a little bit. People don't really talk about it as much anymore. But I still talk to him. Oh yeah, okay. Another thing I want to talk about here is the biggest thing he said in this, like the main point he made. He probably says it at least 10 times throughout this video. Is if you have a problem or if you guys ever want anything explained about all these allegations and stuff, just DM me on Discord. He says that so many times. That's like his main point, which is really weird because he has this chance to clear the air, right? And he's saying, if you want me to clear the air, DM me on Discord, which is a lot more work for everyone to have to DM him to get answers, right? But I've DM'd him multiple times because he said his DMs are open. DM me, guys, before you say anything. And he has not responded to a single one of my DMs, which is really lame. I think it's really lame to make an entire video saying you have a problem. You can talk to me directly, and then just don't follow up on that. Just saying sorry would have better. Exactly, yeah. He should have said sorry. I want an explanation for the screenshot of the community tab. You know, it's really weird that he hasn't said a single thing about it, and it makes me think he's guilty. You know, he can just say it's not real, but he hasn't said that, and it's like, why? But yeah, let's watch some more of
That they
this.
were mentioned. But I'm just gonna be clarifying a bunch of things for you guys so you know exactly what the heck is going on. So I would say let's just begin in where this whole thing started. It was back in 2019. I'm not going to be talking about only one thing in this video because there are a lot of things that have been brought up on Twitter against me. So I'm just going to be ahead and addressing them from 2019.
Daily chat had a bad effect. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I just love drama, man. It's so funny to me. The way people, I mean, maybe funny is the wrong word, but it's very interesting to me the way people respond, the way people think. Yeah, a lot of this dates back to 2019. People haven't really liked X Creator Goal for a long time. So
That's where one of them started, and it was basically a level stealing scandal, and it was all again misinformation. Back then I had very few subs, I couldn't defend myself. So what happened is I had a Geometry Dash private server that I used, and what basically happened is that I just wanted to make a cool looking level just to try to get an epic or maybe a daily. So yeah, back then I was a really good creator, and so I made that level. It turned out to be a very cool level.
You know, like back then I was a really good creator. I made that level. It turned out to be a cool level. You kind of see why I want to talk about this, right? It's like he's so just in his own head, and like that comes off as so egotistical when you're trying to respond. Like this is, remember, this is a response video against homophobia allegations among other things, and he's talking about, oh, I was a really good creator, you know, I wanted to make a cool level. That's not you don't need to say that. Exactly, yeah, he's just boosting his ego. That's so much of this video is just him gassing himself up. And it's like, you're making a response video, bro.
And it got epic, and it even got daily. So I was really, really happy. And
No, thanks. I'm glad he let us know that it got epic and daily. That's so, like, it's not important.
I went to sleep, and when I woke up, the whole you can call it like an explosion started to happen. I opened Discord, and I see people saying that I have copied that level. They pretty much accused me of copying the level that I made. And let's pretend that you are a person, you are a creator, you are making a level, and yeah, you make the level, you publish it, and people say you stole it. How are you gonna defend yourself? So luckily enough, I had made a few screenshots while I was making the level to basically get some feedback on Discord. So with those, I was able to defend myself. But imagine if I didn't have those screenshots. People just like, how am I gonna defend myself against that? And the biggest problem is back then was like we had the daily chat. You guys know back in 2019, the daily chat was like really, really active. So what happened is somebody claimed that the level was copied, and then an elder mod, I'm not gonna say who it is, but it was an elder moderator who reposted that message, and elder mods
Face
have
squish.
green messages, so they get a lot of
I don't think that'll happen, but I'll remember. Daily
likes
chat,
always.
let's go. Representation. Daily chat representation.
So yeah, that message said this level is stolen. It's not RupTop's fault for raiding it. It's my fault for me for stealing it, which yeah, he really did not do. So yeah, that comment got a lot of likes, and people saw that.
By the remember, like, keep remembering how many times he talks about the amount of likes on things. Yo, what's up? What's up, Lacey? Chili. Dude, have you seen this? It's so funny. This is the worst response video ever made. It's the best. I love it so much. Oh my god. But yeah, keep in mind how many times he'll talk about likes and stuff, and also say that likes aren't important. Don't listen to things because of the amount of likes.
And I was
So
like
silly.
asleep at that time. I could not like manage that stuff, and I had a lot of personal stuff to do.
Oh my god, dude, it's so good. Let me just show you like real quick. This is like a month ago, but this was the stuff that came out against him. He's got 200,000 subscribers. Keep that in mind. And this is the quality of response video we're looking at. It's just the Geometry Dash home screen. And he's just talking about random shit. Uh, but yeah, this was like one of the big things I remember. He's never gonna address this in the video, by the way. Look at this screenshot. So the almost exact release date said by RobTop himself for 2.2 is now on my community tab for members who has joined my channel membership. If you want to see it here, join. Thanks. Is that not the scummiest thing you've ever seen? Yeah, I don't watch his videos either. They're not really for me. I've never been a big fan of like super edited videos. I don't know. I don't want to get into it, but yeah, they're not for me. But this response video is for me, dude. This is so bad. I love it. But yeah, he's never in. He talks for an hour 5 minutes, and he's never gonna address this. And as we're gonna see in this video, most of his defense for himself is you can DM me on Discord, and I'll clear things up. I've DM'd him. He's not said anything to me, so
at that time, so
probably because I don't have enough likes or subscribers or something.
I was really, really busy and I could not defend myself that fast. I tried making a video, but yeah, again, not that many people got to know about the video. But at the end, I got a lot of people saying you are a level stealer. And to this day, 5 years later, I still get people that tell me that I steal levels. However, the elder moderator, has apologized. He has deleted the message. He has posted another one saying that he did not inform himself before posting that comment. And the person who initially started that copying thingy also apologized. So we were like all done with that back in 2019. But again, there are still a few people that believe that I stole a level because, of course, sometimes people hear stuff online and they just believe it. And more to that later, actually. And here you can actually see a private video from me back in 2019. It was in November.
Yeah, my bad, dude. I don't know what I'm thinking DMing him. Clearly, I don't have the subscribers for it. Dude, my DMs to him though, they're so funny. Oh my god. I'll show you. I have a thing open for my stream to show my DMs later. Dude, I'm sending him the funniest shit. Asking him to talk about stuff, asking him to explain, and I'm surprised I haven't got blocked. Maybe he just doesn't check Discord enough, but it's pretty funny.
So yeah, I talked about that level. You can see here if you want to see a bunch of screenshots to be sure. So yeah, the level got daily, and also yeah, I remember that a lot of people were like really like sending death threats and all of these things. Like
Where's I I don't see any death threats, but I'm not gonna doubt that he got death threats, but like if you're gonna say that, like why? Also, what are these? Okay, what are these screenshots? He has 200,000 subscribers. He knows how to edit videos. Why are we taking pictures of our screen? Why are we doing this like this? Why can't you? Why wait? Like genuinely, why can't you take a screenshot? Why is it like? Why does it look like this? I don't know.
everyone was basically like believing that. But yeah, I talked about it throughout the whole video. Electrify actually had to do the voiceover and also the script.
Oh yeah, by the way, look at the titles of this stuff. This is his response to it is the hard truth about realization you've been lied to. Hard truth about Twitter garbage accusations from haters. What they don't want you to know. Everything. No no G, I guess. Yeah. It's so funny. Like how do you expect people to side with you when you're naming your response hard truth about Twitter garbage accusations?
Script, I think he did the like pretty much everything in this video. This is a screenshot. This is one of the screenshots that I took while I was making the level. You can see that there's nothing there, and this is that part that you're seeing right now. So if I play it like that, you can see that this is the wave part, and it's really unfortunate.
See, I don't know anything about the stealing deco stuff, but I do know as a creator, this is not evidence against stealing deco. You can't just like make something and then say you made it because you also have a layout of it. It takes like 12 minutes at most. Not even like it probably takes like 5 minutes to make this layout screenshot that he has. It, like he could easily do that whether he stole the deco or not. I don't really see how it proves anything, but I'm not saying that he stole deco, but like I'm just saying this isn't really good at. He probably has evidence for why he didn't, but I'm just saying like this is a really weird way of doing it. Especially when you have right 100, 200,000 subscribers to not have a very coherent argument.
Because let's say I didn't take that screenshot, then there was no way to defend myself, which
Evidence that was
is
provided
so stupid. Like, why would you assume that a level is copied with really no, like, I back then I asked them, what is the original level? Show me the original level, and nobody was able to show me because there was no original level. Then
If you combine two assets, you get one unique asset. I actually, okay, that is very similar to something that happened this morning when I was on Twitter, right? And if you guys don't, you guys probably don't know, but there's a spiral design that was originally created by Sounix, and it's used in I Spy with My Little Eye, so most people know it from that. But the creator of it is Sounix, and it got put in a legendary level. It got stolen without Sounix's permission, and got put in a legendary level. And it got put in the legendary level. There's like two of it, but one of them is like rotated together, and it was very clearly stolen from Sounix. And people like thought it was a different asset because they just didn't see it correctly, I guess. I don't know. I don't like people tried to test it, but like I like looked at it and I was like, this is very clearly the same asset. And yeah, it's used in Absurdia by Bowtie GD. Yeah, there is kind of a debate about it, right? About whether it's ethical or not to do stuff like that. I'm very against it. Yeah, that's funny. I'm very against it, but I like try to understand that I'm one of the more extreme points of views, and you can probably meet people in the middle. But my point of view is that if someone isn't okay with their assets being stolen or used, then 100% of the time it's wrong, no matter how simple the asset is, if you don't ask them. Because a lot of times you just ask them and they'll be like, yeah, give credit. It's not that hard to give credit. But like, so many people are so opposed to giving credit. It's so lame.
the level was 100% original, made by me. So yeah, this is
Yeah, I got them confused for a while too. I thought Bowtie 831 was like grinding creator points, and then I was like, oh no, this is a different guy.
basically the video. It talks a lot about, but it was like already solved back then, but there are still a lot of people that believe it. So it would be much appreciated if you somehow see people saying these type of things, that you correct them on that. You know, you have heard the story, you can, you know, correct other people in case you heard about it. And yeah, there are a lot of people that are not gonna see this video. Of course, it's not gonna reach anybody. Like I said, I clarified this thing of level stealing in 2019, but still people call me that because there are a lot of people that are still misinformed. So if you ever see anybody talking about that, just correct them, say, no, this is not what happened, you've been misinformed, and so on. So that would be much appreciated. So basically, just don't be a bad person, just be on the good side. Always, you know, try to inform people about the truth, about what really happened, and don't be like a bad guy just spreading misinformation.
Don't be like a bad guy just spreading misinformation. Alright, let's see you guys. I'll probably be doing this for like the next hour or so. Oh my god, I love that line so much though.
And insulting people for no reason without any proof. That would be much appreciated. And another level stealing scandal that happened, I think, also at the time where I had the XGDPS, and that one is actually really stupid because what happened is there were a few levels in the XGDPS and they looked pretty cool. So we were planning on adding custom main levels. So people make levels and then I can use them to make them like custom levels in my private server, which was a very cool idea. So I made a contest.
It's a very cool idea. Thank you. Like, really?
Whoever makes the best level gets to have a his level as a main level basically, but I installed like a tool to do that, and the way that tool worked is that I had to manually re-upload these levels onto my account, and then I can't exactly remember what to do, but I think you gotta go into the editor and like change all the color channels via like the color triggers. I'm not really quite sure how that worked, but at the end of the day the levels were on my account, and I forgot to delete them, but I made them like main levels in the XGDPS. So yeah, that's a pretty small thing that happened in 2019. Is really nothing that major. So now let's move on to something else that is a little bit more current. And I think in this video I'm just gonna be going over all of the things one by one. Basically, I'm just gonna be addressing them from because it's ridiculous. It's a lot of things. So
Yeah, I mean, you're the one who did them, so
yeah, a lot of things came at once, and the majority of them, like 99%, is just all pure garbage and lies that I'm going to be debunking in this video. So let's just move on.
so what's the 1% of them that's not pure garbage and lies? Are you gonna explain like what you actually did? Or you're just gonna say 90%, 99% is not pure garbage. Well, I want to know what the pure what's so 99 if 99% is pure garbage, what's the 1%, man? What are you admitting to? Because it's not going to be in this video. You're not going to say what you did, but clearly some of this is true, and you're admitting.
Move on to the next one and see what it is. Another thing I want to talk about is that if people get famous, if people get popular, if they have a lot of content, then it is very, very, very easy to take things out of context and display a very bad picture of them. Because if you have said a lot of things, then of course, the more things you say, the more bad things will happen, the more, the more it can be taken out of context. So, for example, in here, I was playing.
Okay, so let's break that down a little bit. You're more famous, that means you say more things, and more things can be taken out of context. I don't. It's such a weird thing to like. Is that relevant? Is that important? I don't
Playing a
know.
level, I was reacting to a level, and I was saying, just go straight, let's just fly straight. And
Just
then,
stay straight
yeah,
like that.
people have taken it out of context. And by the way, that image that you saw, that was edited by somebody else. That was not like my edit. And
I don't remember that seeing that edit in the thread against him. So like this is the weird thing, right? Is he's addressing this, which is not like no one in their right mind is gonna believe that XCreatorGoal did that, right? No one's gonna believe he edited that and was trying to spread a homophobic message because of the background. So it's weird to like address that in particular because it was never brought up against him. And it's a very easy counter, right? Because like no one believes it. So it's easy to defend yourself. So like why are we talking about that?
at that time, I didn't really think about that. I was just reacting to the level. That was a pretty difficult level, and I was just, flying around and saying what I was doing. But yeah, things taken out of context. And you can check out the full video if you for some reason don't believe, you can just go ahead and check the full video. And it's ridiculous. It's genuinely ridiculous. And I don't know how you can escape these things. So yeah, my point is, I don't know how you can defend yourself against these things because I was literally saying fly straight, and then it was taken absolutely out of context. So yeah, I can imagine this happening to anyone. Really, I think anybody can fall for this.
But like the thing, no one believes that he's homophobic because of that. And like anyone with a brain will see that and know that it's not anti LGBTQ statements. It's just a stupid edit. Like everyone with a brain is gonna know what that is. So like why are you talking about that? That was like no one brought that up. You brought that up.
So I really want to advise you guys to not believe the things that you've been told on the internet. Firstly, just take a look on the second side. Ask them what the heck is going on.
Okay, there the first time he said it. This is his main argument. Before you before you say something about someone, ask them what is going on. Okay?
I really want to advise you guys to not believe the things that you've been told on the internet. Firstly, just take a look on the second side. Ask them what the heck is going on before you jump on them or before you draw conclusions. This is very important, my dudes. All sort of
Exactly. Okay. That's what I've done. I've DM'd him. He has said nothing to me. There's stuff he didn't address here. There's so much of this, he just rambles on and doesn't talk about the issues. And I DM him because that's what he's telling me to. That's what this entire video is doing, is telling me to DM him. And he doesn't reply. So it's such a garbage thing to. It's really lame of you, really, honestly. He's saying that, assuming people aren't going to DM him, thinking, oh, he must be able to defend himself because he's so confident he can defend himself if I DM. That must mean he's telling the truth, but he's not. He's just going to ignore DMs. Even the person who called him out in the thread has asked him about stuff, and he still hasn't replied.
things can happen on the internet, and I totally understand that. I mean, I became popular, of course.
Really? Like, how many times is he going to say he became popular?
And yeah, now there are a lot of videos out there about me saying stuff. So yeah, if I somehow slipped and said something that could have been taken out of context, then well, that's not really my bad. In other words, so yeah, I hope you guys do not fall for these things anymore, and especially because like
Just say, let's take a sec. Why is he playing Back on Track? Why are we doing that?
I'm like a person that can defend myself on like a YouTube channel where I can come along and say, no, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. But imagine if this was done to a small YouTuber.
Your entire point was that this could only happen to big YouTubers and people who say a lot of stuff online, because they have said so much stuff online that stuff can be taken out of context. By your own logic, this would never happen to a smaller YouTuber, whatever situation you're describing here. So why are you segueing to, oh, what would happen if this happened to a small creator? By your own admission, whatever you're arguing against would never happen to a small creator. That's your entire point. So why are we going there?
And he was like he was absolutely being destroyed on Twitter or something like that, then they would have absolutely zero chance to defend themselves. And yeah, this is why, my dudes, it's always important to reach out to other people. And
Number 2, second time he said to reach out to him. We're going to keep track. This is the second time. It's always important to reach out to someone. See their side of the story.
See what the heck is going on. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. What happened is in 2019, I made a Discord server. And yes, believe it or not, the story starts right there. And that was basically my official Discord server. So a lot of people joined. I had like 1,000 members or stuff like that. And then I stopped inviting people to my Discord server because I just didn't feel like that was the right thing to do. So for quite a few years, until like 2024, I think, I did not advertise that Discord server at all. It was just dead the whole time. And so I decided, let's just make a Discord server. And that Discord server already had like all of the templates, all of the roles, so everything was already set up. So I was like, let's just, take that server from 2019 instead of like creating a completely new one, making the new roles and stuff like that. So yeah, I just took the old one. I was like, okay, that's my server. I'm going to take it and advertise it as my official Discord server. And then what happened is a few people started joining, and now there are about like 1,100 members. And then you can assume that if a server has been inactive for like 5 years, that nobody is going to be talking there except the new people that came. So even though the server had 1,000 members, the majority of them were not active because they were like from 2019, and most of them are not even on Discord anymore. So yeah, people started joining and we did all sort of fun stuff. So here we can see that was like about 5 days ago. The server was pretty small back then, and what we were doing is we were like making fun and saying the rules here are just don't be a geek, don't be annoying, and don't play Fortnite and all these sort of like, don't be Mr. Gnarly or whatever. And then I, funnily enough, said do not be gay, and that was basically like the message that started getting out of context. And here you can see I even said it with a funny GIF. And the
The funny GIF. Thanks for specifying that the GIF was funny, man.
Discord server was pretty small back then, so saying don't be gay as like a funny sarcasm was a pretty okay thing to do in that.
This is a really weird argument to me. The argument that the size determines how okay it is. Because the size, all it's going to determine is how likely you are to get away with something that's wrong, right? So saying that something is okay because you're like, it feels like we're kind of, I'm not gonna try to put words into his mouth, but it kind of feels like the subtext here is that it's okay to say as long as you get away with it. That kind of feels like the line of thinking.
Context, because we were not meaning it literally. After that, a lot of people joined, and by the way, when I said that, I did not mean it literally. If you want to be, you can be whatever you want, really. To me, it doesn't really matter. What happened is a person joined this Discord server, and then they basically started saying, X said this, X said that. And at the beginning, I was laughing. I was like, yeah, haha, I did this, XD. Well, the problem is, that feeling when you did something and then you know that the consequences are not going to be huge. For example, saying don't be gay as a, funny meme while everyone was saying these type of stuff. And it was only a few people in the chat, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. So to the last second, I was like, yeah, this is funny, XD, what the heck is going on? There's no way this can be taken even.
I don't understand what he's talking about. You lost me, man. What? How? How is this? I'm going
Be
back to
gay
this.
as a, funny meme while everyone was saying these type of stuff. And it was only a few people in the chat, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. So to the last second, I was like, yeah, this is funny, XD, what the heck is going on? There's no way this can be taken even more out of context and be taken that seriously. So, you would say, it's not going to get that bad. It was all a joke. Do not take it this far. And, to this day, I still do not believe that this has gotten away so far and taken so much out of context. It's ridiculous. And you guys, if you've been on the internet for more like 2 years, you will exactly know that just this is how the internet is. Things are just taken out of context for no reason. And the biggest problem I have with this whole thing is that it all started as a joke, and I never expected it to get this far. And the biggest problem of this all is that there is a person on Twitter. This is like, he's basically like the person that spread out all of these bad stuff about me. And I don't have a problem with him talking about me or saying things about me. However, what I have a problem with is him saying stuff about me without reaching out to me first.
There we go. Number 3. Third time he says, you should reach out to me first. If he was genuinely concerned about this, he would respond to my DMs. Because, I mean, essentially what I'm doing now is I'm talking about why this response sucks. Because he didn't answer to my DMs. You know? His whole argument is reach out to me first. Why didn't you reach out to me first? If you're not gonna answer, don't say that. That's so dumb. Like,
This is the biggest problem. If he would have reached out to me and I would have told him that it was all just a joke at the beginning and it was never meant to be taken that much out of context, and everything would have been fine and nobody would have been harmed. But of course, clout, followers and
this is like, this kind of pisses me off a little bit because his mind is so in the field of clout, likes, all the shit. He just assumes that it's motivated by that. But like he's not even doing the thing he said.
stuff like that is also important. And that guy just doesn't seem to be caring that much about other people's reputation. And I'm gonna be fully honest with you. Like, I do not like what this guy did. I think it was a very asinine move that was not supposed to happen. And if you don't exactly know why, let's just imagine a scenario. Let me just give you an example, and then you're gonna exactly see why it is always important to reach out to both sides. So the first thing is
4 times. We're 15 minutes into the video. This is the 4th time he's talking about reach out to him. The 4th time.
let's just imagine that there are 4 people. Okay, let's say one of them is a suspect and one of them is a reporter. And 2 of them are judges. Okay, so 2 judges, one suspect, and 1 reporter that basically talks about other people. And now let's say that suspect is just sitting there, and then the reporter comes around and says, this suspect did a bank robbery or something like that. If you're like small or something, just click off the video. So let's say this reporter said about the suspect that he has committed a bank robbery, basically. And then these 2 judges, these 2 other people that came along and read that message, one of them is gonna go and spread that information without reaching out to the second side and without like basically searching for evidence or talking to the other guy, asking him his point of view, what does he think about that, and be completely respectful. The first guy doesn't do it. He basically takes all of that bad stuff and spreads it online and says that, this is what happened, and, without absolutely no proof or anything. And the second guy comes along and says, this guy is saying that the suspect committed a bank robbery, basically. Let me just go ahead and talk to the suspect.
I just want to. What is this analogy? Genuinely. Like, who is this helping? Like, he's made his point, right? He doesn't have to describe this weird scenario. Like, we all get what he's talking about. This is so, like, such a weird thing to say. Like, you have to break this idea down. It makes perfect sense, and this analogy isn't even good. It's so stupid.
Without being disrespectful, without being just basically say, I've heard this about you. Is that correct? You don't really have to, go too deep or insult them or any of that. Like, you gotta pretend that they are innocent.
Okay. You go up to them, you ask them, I've heard this about you. Is that correct? That's all you have to do, okay? If they say, no, it's not correct, I guess we just listen to them. That's how it works, because they have to tell the truth for some reason. Why do they have to? I don't know, but we have to go up to them and say, did you do this? And if they say no, that's the end of it. That's how it works, guys. This is what by the way, this is what I DM'd him. I said, hey, dude, can you just respond to this allegation? Respond to this screenshot? Explain it? No response. So, if you're going to tell this story, you're not doing your part in it.
And this is what you gotta do. So the second guy does that, and then let's now take 2 scenarios. One of them, he is actually guilty and has done these things, and the second one is he is not guilty and has not done these things. So if he was guilty and you were respectful at the beginning, and he admitted that, it was all an accident, then from that point on, you can start spreading the information that you got from whatever about him. From that point on, you have the right to do that. However, let's say now that he is not guilty, and the second guy comes around and says, I've heard this about you, is that correct? And then he says, no, I've never done these things, and let me just look into it. And then everything would be solved because it is basically a rumor, and you would not be spreading false information. Because keep in mind that being respectful is always important, especially if you don't know what the heck is going on. As soon as you might want to change or something, that's up to you. But if you don't have proper proof that somebody is guilty, I would highly recommend staying really respectful. And yeah. And this reporter that did all of these things on Twitter, he makes a lot of, like, I've seen the Twitter feed and stuff like that. He makes a lot of like drama related content. And the fact that to this day, he's been probably doing this for a few years, and he's done it.
Why is this relevant? This isn't relevant. You don't. The fact is, there are screenshots of you saying things. There's screenshots of you doing things, and they release them in a Twitter thread. Who gives a shit what else they're saying on Twitter? The stuff came out, it's screenshots that look real, and your only job is to disprove it. And your whole argument is just come up to me and ask me if it's true or not, and I'll say yes or no. And then whatever I say is law. Like what? What? It's so weird. Why does he think this is how things work? Does he think this is how things should work? Because this is not how it works.
So many times, and the fact that he does not take a look at the second side, at the other side, is absolutely ridiculous to me. The fact that this guy did not reach out to me, he did not.
Also, like the point of a response video is to give your perspective, to say your piece, make the points you want to make, not to say why it's important to listen to your points. Because then you're not saying your points, you're just saying, guys, listen to me. And that's kind of like what he's doing this whole time. He's just saying, guys, listen to me, guys, listen to me. I don't have anything to say about the drama. I'm not gonna say anything about the drama, but listen to me, guys. What? Like, he's the point of this is to give his side. Everyone who's coming to this video is interested in what he has to say, right? You're not going to click on his video if you're only listening to one side of the story. So him saying you have to get the second side of the story is stupid because that's what we're here for already. It like, does he not realize this? Like, does he even know what, like, how can you be this big on YouTube and not understand how this shit works? It's so silly.
Send a message to me on Discord. My Discord is always open. You just gotta be
Number 5, fifth time he said his Discord is always open. My Discord is always open. No, it is not. Sure, I can DM you, but if you're not going to respond, and your entire point is I'm going to respond, then you are lying in this video, assuming that people won't DM you and just take your word for it, when you really don't have an argument against it. If you had an argument against it, you would either present it here, or if you're so confident about your ability to reply to all these DMs, do that.
on I think you gotta be in one Discord server with me, and then you can talk to me. DMs are always open, so.
But the sixth time, I don't know if I should count that because it's so close together, but how many times are you going to say your DMs are open if you're not going to respond to them?
This guy did not reach out to me. He didn't, ask me about anything. He was just basically.
He didn't ask you out? Excuse me?
Discord is always open. You just gotta be on I think you gotta be in one Discord server with me, and then you can talk to me. DMs are always open, so. This guy did not reach out to me. He didn't, ask me about anything. He was just basically.
He really said he didn't ask me out. I know he's not a native English speaker, but man, he didn't ask me out. Okay.
Shooting at
I
me
see how it is.
without really taking my point of view or asking me. So that is very, very, it's a very bad thing to do on the internet, especially. And he has a lot of followers, so it of course spread out a lot. And I
See, we're talking about follower counts again.
don't know if even an apology would be enough here, because what is an apology gonna do?
This is so stupid. He's like genuinely, he must think his response is good if he's saying this shit. Oh, you should apologize to me. I don't even know if that would cut it, but please apologize to me. Look at all the harm you've caused. And you're not even defending yourself. You're just saying bullshit.
Do okay, I murdered your family, and now I'm sorry. We're all good. Even Steven, no, we're not. A lot of people now have bad thoughts about me, and I like to distance myself from them because in the future, if anything happens, they're just not gonna reach out to me. They're not gonna ask me what happened.
I've reached out to you. I have bad thoughts about you, but I've reached out to you and I've put them aside. I've done everything you've said, and you haven't done what you've said. So therefore, I'm inclined to believe certain things that you will not address in this video, you have not addressed. So,
Happened. This is like, why do you need to be friends with people if they can backstab you and, believe things about you without talking to you? I've had a lot of people that came out to me and said, "Hey, I've heard this about you. I'm being completely respectful here. Let me know your point of view," and stuff like that. Like, these are real friends. These are the people that I want to be around with. But of course, it's the internet. Drama, controversy gets a lot of clicks, gets a lot of views. People want to spread that information for no reason. And again, I completely understand that, but it should
like, it's crazy to me that he's just calling this shit drama. Like, that's being spread for views. Like, he doesn't realize that people have genuine concerns, genuine criticisms of him. It's crazy. Like, he is so unaware of how bad this is. Like, the last five, like, I'll give it to him. In the first, maybe 8 or so minutes, he was talking about things. Now we've gone off the rails. It's been like 10 minutes since he brought up a point to address. He's just talking about weird analogies for why you need to get a second opinion. It's not relevant.
not have happened. This person that said all of that on Twitter should have just reached out to me and everything would have been fine. But of course, clout, followers and stuff like that is prioritized over somebody else's reputation. And you really don't really care. You're just typing stuff on Twitter and. So, with that being said, let me just prove to you actually now that the things that this person has said were wrong. I did not do the things that he said. So firstly, I've already talked about that don't be gay thing. That was all sarcasm, stuff like that. So
I also just want to say, I don't think the don't be gay stuff, it's not the worst thing anyone's ever said. People have edgy senses of humor. I get it. You know, I don't think he's homophobic because of that. I think he's homophobic because of other things. But, that's kind of just another thing that got thrown in. Because I mean it is pretty disrespectful to say stuff like that, to make those jokes. But you're not getting canceled because or can't I hate saying canceled, but you're not getting hate because of just that screenshot.
let's now move on to other things because this guy like has. I think he doesn't have anything to do. He's just trying to find bad stuff about me without like reaching out and stuff. So yeah, he's doing it for a long time. He's been at this for a very long time and he still does not know how to do this. Okay, let me just show you one.
You don't know how to do this, bruh. What do you mean? This is the worst. Like, I'm doing the stream because your response video is this shit that I want to talk about it. You don't know what you're talking about. Or, well, you do know what you're talking about, but you don't know how to make a response video. You have 100,000, you have 200,000 subscribers. You know how to edit videos. You know how to give your side, and you just put this out. It's so embarrassing, man.
One thing. So after this guy said that on Twitter, and then I got banned from a few servers, and the problem here is not that I got banned. I don't really mind getting banned. My biggest problem again is that the owners of these servers never reached out to me. They didn't talk to me. They didn't.
Like seventh time, we should. He's saying we should reach out to him. I've lost track. They're 21 minutes in. That's like once every 3 minutes he's saying to reach out to him, and he doesn't respond. So don't make that your entire argument.
Take my side. They just banned me. So because you can't just believe things that are being said online, even if it has 10,000 likes, that does not make it true. Even
It's not this is what's really frustrating, is he's like talking about the likes and the analytics. It's not that. It's the content of it. It got the likes and analytics because it surprised people because they were like, "Whoa, did X Creator Goal do these things?" Like, but he's saying that it's like the likes and the numbers and shit. No, dude, you actually like have stuff you need to talk about.
has like a billion evidences, that does not make it true. You just have to reach out to the other side. I can now come up and say, make
If it has a billion evidence, just reach out to the other side. Like, this is so weird. Like, if there's a bunch of evidence, okay, if you watch me murder someone in cold blood, I shoot him in the middle of the street, whatever, and then you record it, okay? You have perfect evidence. I can't just be like, "Hey, listen to my side. I didn't shoot this guy, bruh." And then he'd have to be like, "Oh yeah, I guess the recording is wrong. I guess my eyes are wrong." Like that's not how it works. Why are you saying this? If there is evidence for something, you don't have to. I mean, it's good to get someone else's side, but if there's like genuine evidence for something, it doesn't really matter what they have to say if it's real.
a full documentary about how, let's just take this as an example, how a person murdered a whole family
I think it's funny that now he's talking. He's got his own murder analogy, but let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
and has done bad stuff. You can't just ban him instantly just because I said it and I get a lot of views. You have to talk
See, it's not the views; it's the evidence.
to that other person and take his point of view. Unless you want fame and you don't really care about, other people's reputation, which this guy clearly don't. But yeah, I got banned from a few servers, but they're all like the GD server, for example. They haven't done any action. They haven't like messaged, like nobody messaged me, believe it or not, like from these
I messaged you after this video, but I still messaged you and you didn't reply.
like people, like the owners of the servers, like nobody talked to me. Nobody asked me anything. It was
I guess I don't have enough followers, but followers don't matter according to him. So who knows?
just few people like banned me and all. And again, I'm not really looking for any sympathy here or anything. I'm just really saying the truth. I'm saying what has happened. So that is really what interests me. I don't feel like having that drama in the first place was the right thing to do. So yeah, here we are. And the craziest thing is that after it was all on Twitter, and then all of these people started talking about it, things got out of hand really, really quickly. Like people started calling me a racist, a bad person, and all of that. Like, why? Like, it's just all unnecessary. And it
Dude, my man's can't make an apology without scrolling through the main level list. I just love the fact that he's recording this and he keeps going back to the main levels and scrolling through. Like, dude, come on.
this is just the nature of the internet. If somebody says something, people just want to take it out of context because drama on the internet spreads like wildfire, basically. I'm really happy that I have a large platform where I can basically clear things up and shut the people up that are spreading lies about me. Yeah, I'm really appreciative about that.
He's lucky he has a loyal fan base. That's what he is.
So yeah, that gay thingy was totally sarcasm. I should probably never do that again. Say, these type. I'm not gonna like dip my toe again in these type of drama.
That's a good. See, 23 minutes 36 seconds into the video. That's an acceptable thing to say in a response video. Hey, I'm not gonna do this again. Sorry, like that's all he's got to say about this. But instead, he's harping on about garbage. Funny he put it in the title, and it's pointless. This is all he had to say right here about that to address it. Like 10 seconds, but we're 23 minutes in, and he's talking about all these weird tangents that aren't important. Like he made this whole thing about how we have to listen to his side but then he barely gives his side because he's too busy talking about why we gotta listen to him. It's so dumb. Like, we're here to listen to you. Like, you don't need to convince us to watch the video. That's what I'm doing.
because it's not healthy for anybody. And yeah, you can see how me being sarcastic about something can be taken out of context for so much that people, think all sort of things about me, or me just saying fly straight and then people taking that also out of context. All sort of things can happen on the internet, and I totally understand that. And another thing is that, there have been a lot of, like, this is something that has happened for like quite a few years. I don't know why I am experiencing these type of things, but in 2019, like a very similar thing happened where people basically started the hate on me. Back then I used to like clickbait and stuff like that on YouTube. I had only like a few thousand subscribers, and I was like clickbaiting to make a lot of subs, all default. But back then I wasn't like hurting anybody. I wasn't like, the videos did not affect anyone. They were just clickbaity.
Let's take a second. Let's look back. Zoom out. No one was complaining about you clickbaiting. Why are we talking about this? You're not getting all this backlash for clickbaiting.
But again, that was like a very long time ago, and if you take a look at my content now, it's a very high quality content. And if you just take a look at my previous content, it was really just garbage. I totally understand that. But now, if you should really not judge somebody if they improve. If they don't, then go ahead, do it. But yeah, my content used to be clickbaity, but now I feel like it's probably a very entertaining content to watch. And also
Really? See, this is like, that's crazy to me. Look at this video. Look at how many visual aids he's adding. He's using them very sparingly. It's mostly just the geometry dash home screen. But you know what was important to show us is how much better his content has gotten over the years. He really had to show us that. That was, you know, all these people were coming out against him for clickbaiting and making bad content. That's what he was really getting hate for, is we just don't like his content. No. Why was that section relevant? It literally wasn't. That's so crazy that it's in here. Why are we talking about that? No, you're not getting hate for making bad content. There's genuine stuff you gotta address, and you're talking about how much better your content is now. Like, that's not only not the issue here, it's super egotistical. The way he said all that is crazy. He's so full of himself.
now that I'm at it, I guess let's just talk about the people that call me that I make 2.2 news. And this is something that I've stopped in 2022. This is something that I don't do anymore. You can see that the last video was this one. This was like the last time.
In today's video, we're going to be
2.2
Oh my
news.
god. Oh my, dude, the yelling in today's video. it's, it's too much for me, man. I'm not here to hate on his content. But that like scared me. That like jump scared me. That woke me up. That should be my ringtone. Just the XCreatorGoal video.
And it had like pretty cool edit. It wasn't like just some garbage
Okay. We're talking about your editing again.
video. Was
Yeah,
this one.
that's what I'm really here to hear about, is how good XCreatorGoal is at editing. If only I had known that he was good at editing videos, maybe I wouldn't think he was homophobic.
This was like the last time.
In today's video, we're going to be
2.2 news, and it had like pretty cool edit. It wasn't like just some garbage messages putting on the screen just like previously. Like, it had a lot of twists. It was a pretty fun video, and that was like 2022. So to those that say I still make 2.2 news, I feel like you're stuck in 2022 talking about
What I'm wondering here, if this is his attempt to talk about the the screenshot with the channel membership stuff. If that is, this is not addressing it. That, like, also, how is that a criticism? Oh, you stopped making this type of video earlier. How did like are we mad at him because we want him to make more 2.2 news? Why would that make us mad at him that he stopped this 2.2 news series? Does he even understand why people don't like him? It's crazy.
About XCreatorGoal, which does not have 2.2 news on it. So that's basically, but however, I still like making news. This is something that I liked like since forever. This making news was something that I just personally like. So I decided to just create a new channel on which I basically do all sort of things. Really not just
Okay. Like, oh, yeah, we hate XCreatorGoal because he made a second channel. That's why that's why we had to expose him. XCreatorGoal has a second channel called XCreatorGoal. What? Dude, I can't watch this guy anymore. I can't support him. He has a second channel. Like, what? Why does he think people don't like him? I don't. Like, does he understand criticism? Does he understand what's going on? This was not an argument made against him, is that he has a second channel. By the way, I'm in this video. This like, he has a screenshot of my tweet in this video. I'm not proud of it, but I'm there. So that's a fun fact for you.
2.2 news. I talk about, things that have just happened and stuff like that. Sometimes there's 2.2 news, sometimes just gauntlet. Like, it's pretty much anything I don't want to upload on my main channel. I just upload on the second channel. And you may say, well, 2.2
Yeah, thanks for explaining what a second channel is to me. Like, this is a response video. What are we responding to now? We're just talking about our second channel. That's great. You have 200,000 subscribers and you thought this needed to be put in the video. You're so good at making clean editing. All this shit. Your content now is so good, but you don't know what to put in this video. And you have so much you need to talk about. But we're talking about your second channel.
news. No, my most popular video is not even a 2.2 news video. So
Who cares? No one cares. That's not important. That's not why people dislike you. That's great. Like, he doesn't know. Like, is he playing dumb or just does he have no idea what's going on? He has to know the the real reason people dislike it. It's not because he has a second channel that has popular 2.2 news videos. What does he think is happening?
yeah, I stopped that thing quite a while ago, and I consider this being my main channel that I put the most effort into. This is like the channel that has like a lot of edit, a lot of like really high quality content, you can say. And this one, it's just me talking about some,
We're still talking about what a second channel is. Everyone here knows. This is not important. You could have cut this out. Why did you keep this in the video? Why did you talk about this? How it's been like 2 minutes almost of you just talking about what a second channel is. Why?
some topics that are interesting. Whether it's 2.2 news, where I want to give my thoughts about certain subjects, yeah. But saying that all I do is 2.2 news is just shows that you are ignorant. I'm talking to the haters again. But yeah, just go watch the latest video. I think the latest video had
Really? Really? Watch my latest video? Dude, people don't dislike you because of the type of content you made. You have a laundry list of allegations against you, and you just made up one that people don't like your content, and now you're addressing it for like 5 minutes? Why? Why are we talking about this? Is like the most egotistical shit ever. Like, it had. Why would you do this other than ego?
What if there
very
was a
cool
geometry
editing.
dash level that
Look
was
at this.
infinite? A level
I made an
no
infinite
ending.
level. and it doesn't work at all. So how long you play it for. Well, Jumpy Dash usually has levels. You can see the edit, it's so clean, it's so fire, bro. Like, come on, yeah, this is also something. Hate always comes from below.
This is the worst part of the video. Look at that edit. It's so clean. It's so fire, bro. Like, shut the fuck up. You have stuff you need to be talking about. Stop like... I mean, like, I guess he beats the gay allegations because this video is just him jacking himself off. There you go. That's how he's beating the homophobia allegations. He's just beating himself off, recording it, putting it on YouTube. You can't think he's gay if he does that. Just jerking himself off, man. That's crazy. Hate always comes from below, is what he just said.
It's so clean, it's so fire, bro. Like, come on,
He's just masturbating in front of a mirror. That's what he's doing, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is also something. Hate always comes from below. Like, I bet none of the haters can do anything close to what I'm doing here. Zero of them can do stuff like that. So yeah, haters.
And like, how does this make him more likable? Like, this isn't making him more likable. This isn't proving his point. This isn't doing anything other than just saying, fuck you, I'm better than you. Like, that's the worst way to respond. How do you expect people to take your side after saying this shit, man? That's crazy. That's crazy.
There's L to the haters. You boys can't do nothing. And that upsets a lot of people, and they got really mad, so they started attacking me. They started making like these fake images that I sent like some kind of virus to other people, and there has been a lot of investigation into that one, and it is absolutely incorrect. That did not happen.
I will say that someone else later is going to disprove that. They did a good job. Whoever disproved that allegation clearly cared about setting things straight. They did a good job of explaining. It's not XCreatorGoal talking about that. Hell no. He's just going to keep saying whatever comes to his mind. Didn't want to write down anything for this.
And if you want me to go deeper into that, I can do so. I have a friend that he was along with me when that drama happened, and it has been proven that all of that is a lie. But I can give you like a small little, like a summary basically. So what happened is back in 2019, like these X.
This is a very small criticism. It's not that relevant, but if you're gonna have an explanation of why this is wrong in the video, why do you need to summarize it beforehand? That's not important. Like, if you're trying to, like, obviously he didn't give a shit if this was a coherent, concise response. He's just rambling. But could he have at least tried to make this a cohesive response?
GDPS existed, and GDPSs were basically very, very popular at that time. So I was like, let's just make a GDPS for myself. And I think that Discord server that I made was that was a different one. Yeah, I have two servers, one for like my community and the other one was for XGDPS that I also made in 2019. So basically I made this Discord server and it was all good. We were playing around, we were having a lot of fun, and then the server like grew a lot. The server got really, really big. I think it got to be like the biggest 2.1 Discord GDPS.
Not relevant. He's just saying this. He's just bragging. That's all he's doing for so much of this video. It's so lame. Like, he has stuff he needs to talk about, but he's not. He's just fucking bragging and disguising it as weird stuff to defend himself. All he wants to do is just brag. It's so lame. Like, you can watch this video without the context of what's going on and hate him for it. This just makes him look worse.
I think there was like the GDPS of 1.9 and 2.2 back then. But yeah, the XGPS basically got a lot of attention. It was a very cool server. It was a very good time back then. So what happened is, of course, people get mad when I have something big. These haters, I don't really care about them. But what they did is they basically...
He doesn't care about them. That's why he's taken so much time to talk about how much lower they are than him. You know, he needs to prove that he's better at editing than his haters. But, you know, he doesn't give a shit about them. Nah.
started attacking me. So back then I had the XGPS was basically on PC and on mobile. And what I wanted to do is I wanted this XGPS to auto receive updates. What that means is I can show you an example here. So let's say this is the GDPS. By the way, if you don't know what GDPS is, it's basically a Geometry Dash private server where you can... It's just like Geometry Dash, but you control the server. You are RobTop basically, and all of the levels are different. You know, it's a completely different server. And it's a lot of fun to be in control in such a server, especially because it was that big back then. So we were having a lot of fun, and one thing that we wanted to do is we were in 2.1, so there weren't really that many features in here, and we started adding a lot of features to the GDPS. For example, we added a new button in here that basically cuts. So you know how there's copy and paste, so you can click here and then it deletes it and also copies it, and then you can paste it again. So that's just an example. We did that, and then we wanted to do like a lot of other things. We wanted to add a lot of more stuff to this server. So I was like, let's just make an updater that basically automatically updates the game, so you don't have to manually download it. Just like in GD, when you start it, it automatically, you know, downloads a new update if there is one. And yeah, that's what I wanted to do. So I asked a guy called Leo back then. That was like a very long time ago. I asked him if he could make an updater for me, because back then I didn't know how to program, I didn't know how to code. So he was like, yeah, I'm down, let's just do it. And he did it, and it worked very, very good actually. Like I could just drag the files, I could just adjust the game, you know, add whatever I want, and then just drag the files into the server, and then all of the people can get their update instantly, which was very, very convenient. And I don't think I thanked this guy enough back then. I was weird back then. Just 2019 was not really my best year, but I still did not like hurt anybody. I didn't really do all these bad stuff that the people on Twitter are doing. So yeah, I was like not really that guy that you want to hang out with, but I didn't hurt.
See, this is just weird rambling. Like, just write something down, man. You should have written something down for this. That's not important. Why are you talking about it? It makes no sense. It's so weird.
Anybody basically. So yeah, he made this updater, let's call him updater, and then what happened is a person from the modding team got mad. I don't know why he got mad, but he started, you know, digging into this updater, and then he found a single, no, it was like a bracket of code, let's call it that, where it basically said that, by the way, this is like a lot of code, it's like a lot of PC type of stuff. So yeah, it was like reverse engineered, and the language was not really that understandable for people. So yeah, it basically said open connection. Connect to the server to see if there is an update. This is what happened with the update. This is how like a program works if you start it. In this case, an updater is basically gonna check for the server. Is there a new update? If there is, then you download that update. If there is no, then you don't download that update. It's very simple. So that line of code kind of annoyed him, and he thought that I was putting a virus in there. Like literally, that line of code was the only thing that was there, and he pretended that this is a dangerous thing. He pretended that this is opening connection to the server, and he knew it was an updater. He knew all of that, and I think it was just an attack because, you know, like I said, people back in 2019 not that very good about what I did. So yeah, he started like digging into it, and he found that one screenshot from this assembly. It's like a code, let's say like a bracket of code that he took a screenshot of, and he said, hey, this guy is putting viruses on people's computer. And then, and then people started saying it's to make them subscribe to me. That thing came out of nowhere. That thing just popped out for no reason. I don't know who started that, but the guy started saying that, and I thought at the beginning it was all a joke. Are you dumb? Like we don't do these type of things. And then it started spreading in 2019. So I talked to the guy that made that updater. I wasn't that good at programming, so I couldn't understand the code. And he told me, what the heck is going on? Like, no, I would never do that. And it was totally understandable. I mean, and again, you see how I reached out to the people from the other side. I didn't just jump in on him. I asked him, and he said, no, I didn't do that.
That the eighth time? The eighth time he's talking about reaching out? I might have missed sometimes. But we'll go with 8. I think this is the 8th time. 34 minutes in. It's so crazy that he keeps harping on this point. But he doesn't mean it. That's so... He put all his eggs in the basket of just reach out to me. But he doesn't... He's not going to respond.
And so, yeah, basically, that's all that happened. They were just taking things out of context, saying that I did things that I just didn't do. It was just all wrong. But again, internet, wildfires, spreading controversy, drama, a lot of clicks, a lot of views and stuff like that. Totally understandable. And another thing was that this is like a different thing. This is like, bro, people, I don't know why, but people were attacking me so much back in 2019. And I guess we're like making this cycle again where people want to attack me even more now in 2024. And what happened back then is we had a server, the XGDPS, and it had a database where you can see people, their accounts. You can see, let's say my account, XCreatorGoal, has the user ID of 1, account ID 71, and then there's a password which is hashed. The password is hashed. If you don't know what that means, it means that it's hidden. You cannot see it. It has been encrypted in a way that you cannot decrypt it. You cannot bring it back to its original form. It was just there so that the server can check if this is your account when you log in. Again, this is something that RobTop has. This is something that all of GDPSs have. It's nothing really that special.
Right, so I've volunteered to explain this.
Okay, I'm gonna skip this bit. This guy, the Wiley Master, he does a great job of explaining why this is not a Trojan virus. Look at this, by the way. Look at his editing. He actually gave enough of a shit about XCreatorGoal to edit this. But XCreatorGoal didn't give enough of a shit about XCreatorGoal to provide any visual aids other than his YouTube video when he was showing us how much better it is. That's so crazy. Like, look at these screenshots, explanations, and then back to XCreatorGoal's part. What are we talking about? I don't know, man.
I cannot decrypt these passwords. I cannot find the original password that was used.
But yeah, XCreatorGoal, the Trojan virus thing, I'll say he didn't do. I'll go out and say, this is what happens when you do a good job of, when you get someone else to do a good job of proving your innocence, is people will believe it, right?
This is just important so that a XGDPS functions, or any other GDPS, or the official Geometry Dash, or any other game that uses a server or account system. This is just default thing that you need. And it's hashed for a reason so that you don't find out about the true passwords of other people. So it was all safe, but again, out of context, people spreading lies, all of that, not really talking to me and asking me what happened, just being disrespectful for no reason. And again, I didn't really care that much back then. I was like, you're all just dummies. You don't really know how things work. And like these people, like the guy that read the assembly code, he must have known that it was all not true, because the code literally just said open a connection to the server. It was not, it had nothing to do with anything that he talked about.
That's a weird... It's weird to assume that they had bad intentions. Because if you are connecting to... Like, I don't know very much about this shit, right? So take what I'm saying here with a grain of salt. But it feels like you could see a reason why, if a line of code is just open a connection to a server, you can see why someone might be a little worried about what that's going to do and how that's going to, you know, play into the rest of the code, right? Like, that feels like a genuine concern. Maybe you shouldn't be going saying that it was all malicious because they had genuine concern, especially if by your admission they weren't spreading the Trojan subscribe virus rumor that just kind of came out later. They just said they were concerned about it, right? By according to what you said. I don't know. It's not that important, but
So yeah, that's that for the back then, 2019. So yeah, people are like jumping at me now again for that thing. And I think I clarified it back then, but back then I had like very few subs. But now again, I'm really appreciative that I have this large platform so I can defend myself against these lies. And yeah, another thing is that because of that Twitter post, I got a lot of death threats. So, you know, whoever wrote that Discord, that Twitter thread is going to have to come up to me and apologize. I don't know if even an apology would be enough here, because what is an apology going to do? Okay.
did we already see this? Did he paste this bit in the video twice? Because he's already said this. There's no way he's... It's equally weird to say it again, but is this the same video? The same clip from earlier of him saying this?
I murdered your family and now I'm sorry. We're all good. Even Steven, no, we're not.
It is! He already put this in the video. You already said this, and you put it in twice. That's crazy. He's saying on Twitter, you know, everyone should watch this video. And he didn't even watch his own video because he would know that he put the same clip in twice. He didn't watch his own video.
You know, and then we can talk about things that happened over 6 months ago that I didn't even know of. So if you come slide in my Discord and make it good with me about, you know, all of these death threats that I've been getting, all of that hate, all of the unnecessary garbage, basically, that was all brought by you without...
That's not their fault for putting that thread out. You know that, right? You know that this response you're making, you have very much more subscribers and followers and a larger fan base and a larger platform than this person. And you're complaining about the death threats that their message, their thread on Twitter caused you to get. And now your response is equally, probably more hostile towards them. And you do not seem apologetic at all about the fact that you're going to cause harassment towards them of equal or larger amounts. That's crazy. Like, you can't say this shit and then do this.
to doing any proper research, I would like to talk to you and see what the heck is going on. My Discord is always open.
9. That's number 9. My Discord is always open. No, it's fucking not. It's not.
Slide in the DMs and let's talk about it, see how you're gonna justify that. So yeah, that's that. And there's like so much thing, bro. This guy, I don't know if he has anything something important to do. And you may say, what the heck is going on? Why am I in Twitch? Well, there is a channel called XCreatorGoal, but with an I at the end. There, instead of this L, there's an I. And a capital I even, so it looks exactly like an L. And that guy, like, I don't know, why would somebody come out there and, like...
Okay, yeah, this is another thing. He clarified well, you know? Credit where credit is due. A lot of the screenshots on Twitch, he says, are fake from this account, which I'm inclined to believe because it's believable. He provides evidence for it, right? Yeah.
You know, make an account with my name. You know, the only thing I could imagine is that he could feel the fame. He could, you know, flex on other people that he has subs and stuff like that. But
I mean, like, you gotta say this, man. Do you have to say this? It's more ego boosting yourself. And, like, that's the reason. You're just talking about how relevant you are again. You don't need to. You shouldn't in a response video, but you are.
he used it for absolutely terrible stuff. He started spreading lies about me. He started saying things, you know, that are completely inappropriate. Like, I don't know why somebody would do that. Again, like, you guys, the haters, do you guys not have anything better to do? Like, let's be honest here. So, yeah. The account, I searched for it, but apparently it has been banned. There are a lot of, like, messages from it. But if you can... we can actually go on here and say this, and you can see that I think it's banned. No, if you go here and then do this, and then you can see that it's banned. This channel is currently unavailable due to violation of Twitch community guidelines or terms of service. And you can see that if the name does not exist, if that was not an account before, let's do this. You can see that, sorry, unless you've got a timer. So it's a completely different message. So XCreatorGoal, really weird. Why you guys do that to me? Did exist in the past, but now it does not because it has been banned. So that is my official Twitch account. I have 7.1k followers. This is the official me. And the way I found out about that guy that basically started, you know, spreading, like, why? I still don't understand why you would make an account with my name and start that garbage. You're gonna get karma. I don't really have to talk about this. I don't really have to bring it up. I don't really have to take an apology from you, but you're just gonna get it back, you know? So, yeah. What happened is...
That's a really weird line. You're just gonna get karma? Like, it shows again, like, this guy's very, very religious. But it's a weird thing to say. That's so weird.
I once joined a stream on Twitch. I sometimes joined a bunch of streams, and then people started insulting me, like, for no reason. I was like, what the heck is going on? I didn't do, like, a little bit more context would be cool. And then they were like, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake. And I'm like, go check the channel. Like, this is something that I always get. You are fake, you are fake, you are fake. Just go check my channel. Click on my name. It's really not that hard. And I think if you go back, you can see the streams. They get deleted, yeah. But that's 7.1k. You can't get that from a fake account. That's my official account. I put it on the I put it in the Discord server. I put it in my descriptions of my videos. So, yeah. And if you don't, you know, you don't really understand what the heck is going on, I can actually show you. If I type in here, let's say I type, this is XCreator. No, actually, this is XCreatorGoal. You see, this is an I. This is not an L. This is an L, and this is...
I mean, like, yeah, everyone already, like, you made that clear, man. It's crazy how much he'll, like, over-explain this stuff. And it's like, yeah, we didn't have trouble understanding this. This is a basic point. And he'll just harp on and on and on. But then he just won't address some shit. And it's like, what?
This is an I. I can show it to you. This is copy, paste. You can see this is an I.
Yeah,
It's not
I
an L.
believe you that an
And if we
L looks
copy
like an
this one,
I.
put it in here, this is an L. It's ridiculous how, like, they're basically identical. Let's say this is XCreatorGoal.
We've all been through first grade where you learn how to draw letters. We all know this. A lowercase L looks like a capital I. No one needed explanation for that.
With an I. This is XCreatorGoal with an L. Okay, now let's just go to inspect element and change it. Let's change my name to...
Genuinely, does he think that people aren't going to believe him? How long has he spent showing that an L looks like an I? It's been like a minute. You've been doing this for a minute.
basically
You
what
don't
that guy
need to give an explanation. You don't need to prove that an L looks like an I. We know.
had, what my name was. So here it says XCreatorGoal with an L, and now I'm just gonna make it a capital I. And you can see no difference between these two. There's zero difference. So I can totally understand why people thought that that was me. I would never do... I still like these things. Some things, they just don't cross my mind. Like, why would you do that? Why would you, you know, make a Twitch account, say bad things about me? If you want to use my fame, also, why? Like, seriously, build your own platform, do that stuff yourself. I don't want to be involved in that type of stuff. And yeah, it's ridiculous how things can just, you know, fly around. And now I'm pretty sure there are people on Twitch that think that I'm evil just because of that guy. He said some bad stuff about me. But again, he's just going to get karma at some point. I don't really care. Okay, so after a while, I got a message from, and it's so sad. And so this is a fake account of me saying, I think it's supposed to be racist. I'm not too sure. I don't know what. I don't. By the way, if you see somebody writing messages with these words, like I don't know what these words mean. I don't speak that. My variables in English are not that very cool. I basically only stick to default words that are really not that complicated. So if you see somebody saying these weird words, that is not me. So this guy, I really feel bad for him, whoever that is. Charlie, yeah. That's not me. I am really bro, I can't believe like all of these people must have like a really terrible image of me now, but yeah. It is what it is.
I mean, just like speaking from experience though, whenever you see someone who has a lot of someone like if you see someone in a Twitch chat or YouTube stream chat and they have the same name as someone who has a lot of subscribers, the first thing you're going to do is click and see if it's actually them. So like I don't think that many people are going to be fooled by this. But I mean, it's very likely, right, that someone could still screenshot it and share it. And that did happen, but I don't think that all the people in this Twitch chat are thinking it's you.
Is if somebody knows this guy, or if you are watching, yeah, just reach out to me. This is whoever.
I mean, I guess they are believing it. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. That's crazy. Okay, I guess maybe I'm wrong then. Maybe people do believe it.
Did that. Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do. But that was not...
This is such a racist and not okay joke. Someone said woman.
Or if you are watching...
Someone tried to answer woman. Oh my god, dude. And then they're like, XCreatorGoal out. Okay.
Yeah, just reach out to me. This is whoever did that. Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do. But that was not me, and I'm really sorry that you got hurt by that. But yeah, if somebody knows him, I actually would like to talk to him, because this I can't believe how like that must have been like ruined his whole 2-hour stream. Like I really hate hearing about stuff like that. That's not that very cool. And I think this is a message that he banned him. Like that. You can see the name. It's the exact same one as the one that is in here. It's ridiculous. Look at. I think the eye is a little bit smaller. Nah, I can't. I personally cannot see the difference here. But I think you can take a look at it. Account created 23rd December. Yeah, I created my account like a long time ago. How do I see that? About How do I see when my thing was created? But I've made streams in like 2021, so my account was definitely not created a few months ago. So yeah, that was not me. He got banned from Charlie's stream, so that's cool. Yeah, that was not. I didn't do that. However, I would still like to apologize to that dude. He really looks like an innocent, chill dude that, you know, is just out there streaming, and then some guy hates me, and now he's. Bro, this whole thing is such a mess. This whole thing is just garbage. And yeah, whoever wrote the things on the Twitter is gonna have to justify what just happened here. Bro, these admins are dumb as, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if you are trying to expose someone, right, and you have misinformation, you know, that it's gonna happen sometimes. Sometimes there are fake screenshots. Clearly, that's what that was. I think that, you know, Vex on Twitter, the person who responded to him, or the person who called him out, right? They they apologized for that. They walked that back. They said it wasn't their fault. And that's the end of it, right?
I don't want to say bad words. I just said 50 times things I hate, you know, bad, 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 bad. I honestly don't care. Hope XCreatorGoal, boom, boom, boom. Again,
Boom, boom, boom. I mean, yeah, don't say this shit, obviously, when you're reading it out, but...
like, you're gonna have to justify that. You can't just be out here spreading.
Wait, okay, wait, hold a sec. So, this is not... I haven't really been paying much attention to this, but this is not stuff... Okay, I'm gonna go back a little bit, but this is not... This is just the hate messages he got. This is not relevant to his video. So, it's very weird to put this in your video if it doesn't prove anything about you. This is not it's weird. You don't want to say these words,
You know,
but they're in your
I
video.
don't want to say bad words. I just said 50 times things I hate, you know, bad, 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 bad. I honestly don't care. Hope XCreatorGoal, boom, boom, boom. Again, like, you're gonna have to justify that. You can't just be out here spreading lies and then not, you know.
This is not the person who called you out's fault. These are just crazy people who are always going to exist. There are some that are going to exist from this video you made that are going to attack Vex, and you're not you're 50 minutes in. You haven't said anything about leaving them alone. So you're just as in the wrong, if not more, because you have a larger platform, like you've said so many times.
Talk about this. XCreatorGoal is a little deserves to be absolute worse. I wish him a yeah. This is like you still have to justify that. You know, yeah. A lot of things you gotta do now. You've wrote that message about me without reaching out to me. Now you're gonna have to pay the price. And yeah. And another thing people talked about is pinning the pride flag and that I am somehow trans or homophobic or that type of stuff, which again, I talked about this whole thing at the beginning that I did not mean it. It was all a taken out of context sarcasm joke that was all a haha between a very small server. So yeah, that is all incorrect. People said there is a pride flag that I pinned or like a burning one or something by it was sent by a person. The burning flag was like a 18 plus channel. We were talking about a lot of different things and he sent it and it got pinned. It was not me. I have no idea who pinned it.
Okay, I think I've seen a variation of this where it says pinned by XCreatorGoal. I don't know if he shows the screenshot here. No, of course. Why would he show a screenshot? I'm gonna see. Maybe I'm misremembering. Hold on. No one's watching my stream anyway, so it's chill. Okay. I want to know. It says pinned by XCreatorGoal. Because if it does, then he's just glossing. Because then it's... Hmm. Okay. Well, I'm not entirely sure about this, right? But, I mean, like, there's a chance that this could be him pinning a different message. Because I can't see the full screenshot. But we can see this guy's here. This guy's still in the conversation. Mark 250 is still in the conversation. So these are conversation. This is a conversation amongst the same people. So we very much, assuming, right, this is probably today at 8:12, today at 8:14, and it's with the same people. So yeah, I think we can assume, right? He pinned the message. Who else would pin it? There's a chance he was pinning a different message and someone else pinned that one. But he's not going to talk about this. He's just going to say, we can't see who pinned it, so, huh? There's pinned. Not necessarily important. Go away. No one saw that, right? I have an explanation. But you gotta reach out to me in DMs for it. Of course. Reach out to me in DMs. I'll explain my recent... God, that's so stupid. God said no. Yeah, so this is homosexual. This is homophobic shit right here. God said no. God knows better. So he's very much homophobic. He's not going to talk about this in this video. He's not going to talk about this screenshot, but he's very clearly homophobic.
And yeah, again, if you've been hurt or anything like that, you can message me on Discord. If you've been hurt by anything that you saw about me or heard about me, you can just hit me up on Discord, and then we can talk about it. If
Oh,
you
10. 10 times. That's the 10th time. He said, hit me up on Discord and we'll talk about it. That's what I did. No reply.
I did not mean this thing to be taken that literally. It was just all a stupid humor that was taken out of context, basically. So I really wish that none of you are hurt. I don't like hurting people. I always take accountability for what I do. So yeah, if you did something, just slide in my DMs and we'll talk about it. And yeah, what else is there? Bro, there's like, my God, why you guys do this to me? So yeah, like I said, there are a lot of people that just came out at me and said, hey, you did this, you did that, without like, asking. Again, there are a lot of people, really good friends,
Like 11, maybe? Should have reached out to me.
that were like, I'm on your side. First, let me know what you do, what you did, or is that true? And then I'm gonna maybe switch sides. That is how a smart, intelligent, non-stupid human would function. But yeah, people just wanna make drama and stuff like that, and it is all totally fine. So let me see if there's anything else to talk about here, because I don't want this to go even more. I want this to stop now. I don't want to, have things that I forgot to talk about. So I'm just going to be taking a look at a bunch of things. And I really want this to stop now. I don't want this to be...
Stop this now. God, man. Dude, just say something. Say something. Like, this is so much of a nothing burger of a response. It's crazy to me. Like, this video didn't have to be an hour. You made this video an hour. You reused clips of you saying stuff in it. You make the same point over and over again. And you spend like 5% of the video actually talking about stuff that people want to hear.
be spreading around even more. Just if you ever heard about, you hear about this topic anywhere, just ignore it. It's all garbage, happens. On the internet, that happens, and the person who is responsible for that, again, has to justify what he has done. And again, I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm not like homo or whatever you guys call me. I'm not none of that.
Okay. This is a really important point I want to make, okay? He has to know what homophobia is. He has to know what homosexuality is. But he's pretending not to know. Right? Did they say yeah, look, homosexuality is right what we're talking about right here. God says no. He knows what homosexuality is, but he's pretending not to. That's so weird. Why are you pretending not to know what people are talking about?
I don't like hurting people. I try my best to be
Let's go back a little bit.
even more. Just if you ever heard about, you hear about this topic anywhere, just ignore it. It's all garbage, happens. On the internet, that happens, and the person who is responsible for that, again, has to justify what he has done. And again, I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm not like homo or whatever you guys call me. I'm not none of that. I don't like hurting people. I try my best to be nice to everyone, of course. Everyone, you should really not judge people according to where they live, where they come from, or what.
Just see what I'm talking about? Where they live, where they come from. We're talking about gay people. The accusation is that you're homophobic. You know what homosexuality is. You know what you're being accused of. But you're just saying, oh, I try to be nice to everybody. That's a vague statement. Say, I don't have a problem with gay people. That's all you gotta say. That's all he has to say. And he's not gonna say it. He's literally not gonna say it. He's just gonna weirdly talk about how it doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter what race you are. No one accused him of that.
They believe, what they think. This is all. You should not do that, because if you think that, because you met a guy from a certain country, that then all that country is terrible just because this guy did some bad actions.
You see what I'm talking about? That's crazy. We're talking about racism. We are talking. XCreatorGoal is just saying, oh, you're accusing me of homophobia? Well, fuck racism. Racism is bad. I'm not racist. Like, genuinely, he just segued to racism. Why did he segue to racism? All he has to do is say, I don't have a problem with gay people. That's it. That's all he's got to say. He's not going to say it. He's gonna say, I don't have a problem with people who... He's just not gonna... It's crazy. It's crazy. He's segueing to racism. Why is he talking about racism?
That's not how things work. It's fascinating to me that I'm sitting here discussing some basic things that these things should not happen. It's really interesting.
It's fascinating to me that you're talking about racism when you were accused of homophobia. God. He doesn't say anything about the LGBTQ community. Why not? Genuinely, why not? Like, I can't see this any other way than he's actually homophobic, right? He just won't talk about it. It's crazy.
And yeah, I don't really have hate against anyone. Basically, to clarify to the haters out there, if they think that I am somehow a bad person, if you want to believe I'm a bad person, fine, totally fine. I don't really care. But do not spread hate on me unless you reach out to me and talk to me first.
I did that, so I'm allowed to spread hate because I reached out. I did reach out to you, man. This is where we are, okay? I'm not trying to spread hate. I have fucking 204 subscribers. I'm not gonna. No one's gonna watch this and be like, oh man. I'm not changing anyone's minds here. I'm just kind of reacting to this because this is a wild video. It's a bad video, man. It's so bad. Also, like, why are we capitalizing random letters in the title? I just noticed that. Where, what is the logic for capitalization? It's like back and forth between capital and not capital. What's that about? Not important, but
First. So yeah, again, like I said, the real fans, the real viewers, the real OG Chad people, the epic gamers are the ones that either reached out to me or did not believe any of these things until, they talked to me respectfully and did all of these things. If you're a guy that believes...
that's what I did talk to you respectfully. My first 3 DMs to you were very respectful. Now they're just... Now I've acknowledged that you're not going to respond. And I'm kind of just saying shit. But I'm still asking you to respond. It's just with a bit of a sarcastic undertone.
anything on the internet without doing any proper research, then you are probably going to have a lot of trouble in life in general. So if you are one of those guys, I would highly recommend you go and check on yourself and think. Just use your brain. It's really not that hard. If you want to do something online, if you want to do...
That's crazy to me that he's saying use your brain. You'd have to be so brain dead to take this response as fact. Just everything he said, just because he said he didn't do it. You haven't talked about homophobia. You haven't. Like, I can't see this as anything other than an admission of homophobia. Because you're sidestepping, you know what homophobia is. You're pretending not to know what it is. That's crazy.
do anything, not really online, it's just anywhere, just use your brain, think about it before you do it, especially if you have a large platform. Then you got to think about it like for a long time and talk to a lot of people about it before you talk about it online. This is something that I've said in my videos in the past, like back then. I can give you an example. This is something that I'm really, really careful about. This whole thing of somebody did something very, very bad, now we have to attack him. What do we do? I've always been really, really careful. So back then in like October 2023, back then where 2.2 was supposed to come out and it got like delayed and delayed and delayed and RobTop was very, very inactive. A lot of people were insulting him. A lot of people were coming out at him saying he's, bad developer. Why did you do this? Death threats, like basically everything that just happened to me. And I came out in a video and I had a lot of, again, I have a lot of subs and stuff like that. So I have a large voice. So I talked to people and said, what if he was sick? What if he, did this and that?
XCreatorGoal defended RobTop. How brave. How brave of you, XCreatorGoal, to defend RobTop as a game developer and not send hate towards him. Good job. Actually good. You know, great. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it's so stupid.
I'm not going to be justifying anything. I'm not saying that he is sick and he deserves to not talk to us or not, publish the update after waiting for so long. And, people started saying that he's lying and all that stuff. But I said, let's just wait and see what he has to say. You can't judge people without talking to them. It's just ridiculous to me that some people still get away with that. So, yeah. So what to take from this, if you are an Epic gamer, is if you're an Epic gamer, you already know what to do. You already know not to attack people. You already know not to hate people. You already know not to do bad things to people. You might do like a little
This feels so patronizing. This is so stupid. Right? Like, so dumb.
bit of oopsie here and there, and that's totally fine. And yeah, if you are one of my haters, I strongly recommend that you always check your sources. You don't know what people are going through. You should always check in on them, see if what they are doing is correct or not, and just see their point of view. You don't really know what the heck is going on. Do never judge a book by its cover. The fact that I have to say this and teach people that is a little bit ridiculous to me, but
And what's crazy is that's exactly what I've done here. Is I have followed everything he said, and I'm still arriving at the conclusion that he's a piece of shit who's homophobic. You made an hour-long response video, and it's horrible. It's so bad. When are we going to talk about the homophobia? We're 56 minutes in.
well, here we are. The internet has a various amount of people with, a big spectrum, a lot of different people out there. So yeah, totally understandable. But yeah, let me see what else is there. Let me see. There's probably quite a few things in here. So yeah, you may say in the Discord server after that thing happened, after like the Twitter thing came out, I'm tired. Like, why am I sitting here talking about these things? Like, people need to find better things to do. Like, I have a big video that I'm working on right now. I don't want to delay it. I don't want to, like, why am I here? That's just a question. Do I really need to clarify all these things? Like, I mean, I need to defend myself, but why do people do that, And let's just...
That's crazy. That's crazy. He's complaining about the fact that he has to make this video. And he's talking about how it took a couple of days. This is so bad. How did you spend so many days on this and have it be this shit and terrible? Like, so much of this you could cut out. So much of this is explaining why I should be watching your video. The thing I'm doing right now. It's so weird, so bad.
get into it. Let's see. So yeah, the server came in, the server, basically my server, a lot of people came in. By the way, thank you everyone that joined the Discord server. I really appreciate it. Make sure to slap that subscribe button and stuff like that. So yeah,
Bruh. Come on. Really?
yeah. What happened is they started talking about this topic and it caused a lot of mess in the server. Like, it was like, I think the server has never been that active before. So thank you guys. But I had to, get rid of a bunch of messages, a bunch of really toxic things, and there are a lot of underage people. Not underage, but under 18. I don't know if that's considered underage, but yeah, under 18 people in the Discord server, and yeah, not adults basically, and they should not really be hearing about these type of things. People insulting each other and stuff like that. I really want to keep all of that away from small children because that's not that very cool. So yeah. Again, the XGDPS thingy was all garbage, false accusations, and what else is there? Yeah, again, like I said, back in 2017, but not 2017, 2019, I was not really that good of a person, I must say. But I didn't like hurt people as much as this guy did. Like, what this guy did is absolutely fascinating to me, and the fact that a lot of people believed it is even more fascinating. So yeah. That's that.
Why is it fascinating? They have screenshots, they have evidence, a lot of which you still haven't talked about, and you're fascinated by the fact that people believe it? You're fascinated by the fact that people just don't automatically side with you? That's so weird. Do you not understand how the internet works? Do you not understand that people have genuine issues with you? He's so egocentric. It's crazy.
What else, bro? There's so much, bro. Why am I like, this is so boring sitting here and clarifying.
Oh, I'm sorry you're bored. I'm so sorry you're bored. Oh my god, dude. Oh, you're bored? Oh, dude, I didn't even think about that. Man, I should have. Oh, dude, I really should have thought about. Before I accused you of homophobia, I should have thought about the fact that maybe making a response video would be boring for you. I'm so sorry, dude. Like, what? That's. Dude, really?
Things is just boring. I don't really want to do this. Yeah, a lot of hate speech basically, and I now gave Wiley admin permissions in my Discord server so he can, you know, clear up things. If people talk about these things, they should be timed out or something so that this whole
That's how you keep the true information out there, is suppressing information against you. Because everyone needs to talk to XCreatorGoal, and only XCreatorGoal, and he will clear things up. I guess, yeah. Yeah, just reach out to him in DMs. He's not going to respond, but do it.
thing gets, this whole thing basically relaxes and the chaos is gone, and yeah, we're gonna have to see how these things are gonna be justified. And another thing is that people say I don't read names, I misgender people or stuff like that, but this is something that, again, I say a lot in my videos. I do not look at names, I do not care what their name is. So yeah, what I usually just say the guy or he. I call everything a he or dude or something like that. This is just a thing that I do. So yeah, this is something that I've done in my earlier videos too, like when I talk about something and then I say this guy made this video, either because I don't know how to pronounce their name because it's flipping long and I don't really have time to waste on saying I know
He doesn't have time to waste on saying their name. That's a crazy sentence. Why did he say that? Genuinely, why would you say that? You don't have time to waste saying someone's name? What do you mean?
I'm gonna say their name wrong if it's so complicated for me. I'm really bad at pronouncing names and remembering names. This is something about me you're gonna know. So yeah, you must have known this already if you watched my videos. So I'm talking to the haters, by the way. So yeah, I call everything a he, a guy, a dude. But from now I should probably like stop that. I should just call them by their name. I think this is just to clarify all the garbage going on so that people don't jump at me. But really, the fact that this disappoints you as much as I am disappointed in this whole drama is ridiculous to me. But yeah, here we are. Yeah, I think from now on, I'm just going to prevent talking about a bunch of topics. I'm just not going to be talking about them because they're sensitive. They get, you know, the internet, you should not talk about everything. This is, I think, the mistake that I did. I just started talking about a bunch of things that I did not know were going to be taken that much out of context. And I should have just not shared my thoughts about things. And yeah, I think this is it all, bro? I have to check because I really want this to end. I don't want people to come again and say, hey, you missed this, you missed that. I'm trying.
Really? That's what people did. And he has no interest in responding. You missed so much, man. You missed like almost everything. Like, what did you even talk about? You talked about the like two things you could easily disprove, but so much you just left out there. And you're acting like he has to have the exposal tweet up right now, right? And he has to be reading through it. There's no way he's just like not seeing stuff on it.
To cover everything up in here because I really want this to be the end of this whole drama garbage. It's all, I don't have time for this. I'm out here. I have a lot of personal stuff to do. I do not have time to defend myself against a bunch of losers on Twitter calling me names and, you know, just trying to get followers and fame from my name. Stop it. This is not funny and you will be
That's not what this is. Like, he should know. I don't even need to dispute why that's not what this is, but it's just crazy to bring that up.
Be punished for that. So yeah. Okay, let's just calm down now. I need to get back to work. I need to do some stuff. So yeah. If you're one of the haters, like I said, you know,
He's talking about us guys. I'm just kidding. I'm not a hater, but I follow evidence. I listen to respond. This is the second time I've watched your video. I don't even think your most loyal fan has watched this video more than once. I've watched it twice, okay? I've heard your side of the story, and I go with the evidence. I go, you know, this is a terrible response. You proved yourself with the easy stuff, but you make no acknowledgement of homophobia. All you gotta do, right? All you gotta do is say, I don't have a problem with gay people. Gay people are fine. You know, then you're fine, but you won't say that, so that makes me think you're still homophobic. Why would you not say that?
I have to repeat these things because there's some people they just don't understand. You just have to keep saying, reach out to the other side, do this and that, and just
Like,
ignore me.
what?
This is why I have to say it a billion times.
I've
So
lost count of how many times we said reach out to the other side. It's at least 11.
haters, if you're out there, what you gotta do is work a little bit on yourself, work a little bit on thinking about what you do on the internet, and before doing things, use that thing between your shoulders. It's very important. And yeah.
Can you think of a more condescending thing to say? That's like we have genuine reason to take issue with this response, and you're being so condescending as if you've proven yourself and made your points and proved your innocence, but you haven't. You've done nothing in an hour.
The people that have been hurt, I'm again really sorry. I did not mean, bro, this whole thing is so ridiculous. If you've been hurt, I'm sorry. Come to my Discord, talk to me. We can, solve that thing. But again, I'm not a bad person. I don't wish anything bad for anybody. I'm just out here making videos and stuff like that. Again, I should have not talked about these things anyway, but from now on, it's just a taboo. So yeah. And what else? To my viewers, fellow fans, fellow epic gamers, thank you so much for not falling into this garbage. You guys are awesome. These are the real fans. You guys, the people that did not believe in this garbage and came out to me and asked me these questions, these are the real epic gamers. You guys are the best. These are the fans that I want to have, and not like the people that, start coming out and spreading these hate on me. Then you are not really a fan. So, and the last thing I want to say is that if there is a post online saying something against somebody, that does not make them a bad person. Even if that post has a billion likes, even if the person tweeting it has a quintillion followers, no matter how many followers they got, no matter how many likes they get, that does not
True, but once again, that's not the issue here.
make it true. The fact that it is true or not is absolutely independent on how many images, how many screenshots were provided, and also how many.
That is not true. If one person has all the evidence and the other person is saying, trust me, bro, you gotta side with the person with evidence, right? What are you saying? Oh, shit.
Followers or likes that thing has basically. So if there's something outside, you see something about somebody, don't look at the like counts. If it has a lot of likes, that does not make it true. And yeah, even if it has a lot of images, they could all be taken out of context. They could be edited. They could be fake. You just gotta reach out to the second.
Why don't you explain why they're fake? Because there's so many images you didn't talk about. Are they fake? I don't know, according to you. And I reached out to you. I've reached out to you many times. The way you told me to. Multiple times you told me to. And I did that, and you haven't replied. So I can't think of any conclusion other than they're real. You can't just say, I'm not gonna, you can't just decide to not reply and then be like, as a reason for saying, oh, you didn't give me time to reply, so it's false. Reply then. Tell me why it's wrong.
Inside to know the exact truth.
Because otherwise I'll just have to infinitely assume that you're in the right, that's not how things work. According to your logic, that's what that's silly.
Behind this whole thing, basically. And like I said, if there is anything else, you can message me on Discord every time. I think I'm always online, except if
Did you hear that? I messaged you.
it was like midnight or something, and then I can talk to you and see. But this is something that you have to take from this video. I said it like 10 times now, but still, you gotta reach out to the second side and see what the heck is going on there.
I did
Actually, again, there is one last thing that I want to talk about, and it's about Electrify. He's a person that has been involved in sharing screenshots about some of these rumors. And here we have a message from him saying that he's apologizing for the claims, and yeah, that he was basically misinformed about things from like 2019.
That's the Twitch screenshots, right? But what about these? Are we going to talk about these? No, we're not.
So yeah,
And the Twitch screenshots weren't even homophobia. Those were racism. You didn't talk about the homophobia. So it very much seems to me like you are homophobic.
yeah, a lot of, it's just the main problem with this drama is that just things taken out of context and people just not reaching out to me and asking for stuff, because of course things that happened back in 2019, the best thing you can do is just reach out again. So yeah, it would be much appreciated if you somehow see people saying these type of things, that you correct them on that. You have heard the story, you can correct other people in case you heard about it. And yeah, there are a lot of people that are not going to see this video. Of course, it's not going to reach anybody. Like I said, I clarified this thing of level stealing in 2019, but still people call me that because there are a lot of people that are still misinformed. So if you ever see anybody talking about that, just correct them, say, no, this is not what happened, you've been misinformed, and so on. So that would be much appreciated. So basically, just don't be a bad person. Just be on the good side. Always, try to inform people about the truth, about what really happened, and don't be like a bad guy just spreading misinformation and insulting people for no reason without any proof. That would be much appreciated. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in
I love that.
a lot of
I love that it cuts him off. I will see you guys. So perfect way to end this god awful apology. The whole thing crazy to me at the end. How he talks about.
still misinformed. So if you ever see anybody talking about that, just correct them, say, no, this is not what happened, you've been misinformed, and so on. So that would be much appreciated. So basically, just don't be a bad person. Just be on the good side. Always, try to inform people about the truth, about what really happened, and don't be like a bad guy just spreading misinformation and insulting people for no reason.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Am I wrong? He's the one spreading misinformation and insulting people. I mean, there was misinformation spread about him, but people have moved on from that, right? Because he was able to clear his name on the stuff like the Trojan virus, right? And the Twitch messages, you know. But everything else he didn't talk about. So I'm very much inclined to believe he did. And I'll show you my DMs with him in case the all the 0 people watching the stream, in case any of you don't believe me. Let me see. Here's my DMs with him. I said, hey, so I watched your 1-hour video, and I didn't see you address this. I was wondering if you could explain, since this was the allegation I was most concerned about. Right? I this is a nice way of putting it. I'm not being mean to him here. He doesn't reply, so a week later I say, hey, following up on this. And I follow up on it 3 times, and he doesn't reply. So I can't help but think he's just not going to reply, which is crazy because his whole argument was reach out to me. But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, this is the worst response video I've ever seen. I like I've been wanting to stream this for like a month, but I just haven't got around to it because I've been busy. Yeah, but Genetti had time, and I know no one's talking about this anymore, but this is crazy. This is such a bad response. It's fascinating to me that he has 200,000 subscribers, and this is how he's trying to clear his name. This is bad. This just makes you look like an asshole. This makes people not like you. He wonders why people don't like him, and then he puts this shit out where he just gets mad at people for hating him when, I mean, like, of course, when this shit comes out against you, people they're immediately gonna have an issue with you and assume, they're screenshots, right? They're gonna assume that there's a good chance they're true, right? But then you have your chance to defend yourself, and you don't. Like, you don't talk about so much of this stuff. So, like, what? Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream now, though. I appreciate the 2 people that watched, but it's fun to talk about.